last several years, there's been an increased focus on public safety agencies. Unfortunately, it hasn't generally been in a positive light.
This book offers an opportunity for police executives across this nation to pull out a chapter of something that Chief is struggling with, to examine, to look at what research is informing and what practitioners have to say about the research that's contained in each chapter.
Police leaders were asking for strategies that would allow them to work at a higher level on multiple problems at one time, but yet using data-driven policing strategies, evidence-based practices.
And if you go into this having a good understanding of all the issues, then you'll more likely than not have those positive outcomes that you're hoping for.
The reason we're doing all this is that we want to make our communities better places to live. We want to make them safer. And that's something that we have in common with the police.
This notion of us versus them, it's the police on one side and the public on the other. And so there's a real disconnect there. And the idea is, how do we get those two sides not to view themselves as separate entities, but working together to solve the problems within the community.
The current systems that we have in place are not adequate to meet this critical need. But secondly, that developing and implementing such a system is possible.
If we put in place the right programming in police agencies, we can prevent these issues in the first place, and we can reverse them even when they've already begun.
So a lot of the work that I've been doing over the past couple of decades has focused on trying to understand why the response of the criminal justice system, and particularly with respect to police and prosecutors, has remained so problematic.
It's unfortunate that these scars are still there. And I hope that police departments today see an opportunity to heal wounds, not just by not engaging in bias policing, but doing what they can to mitigate the perception that the bias is there.
Hundreds of students over the years have come down and talked to me after class, told me police stories about the police officers that showed up to break up their party or the police officers that pulled them over. And rarely did they talk about the fine or the outcome of the encounters. They talked about how they were treated.
If we want officers to be fair and respectful outside or externally, we should kind of look at the fairness internally as well.
We think that there are some things that the police can do to improve the process.
Police can be effective and they can use scientific evidence to guide practice, and so when police are more focused, when they're more proactive, when they're more place-based, they can have impacts on crime, which can make communities safer and make police agencies more efficient.
I'm very excited by this collection because it takes the academic research and it puts it squarely in the context of the challenges we face at the moment. And I'm particularly pleased that each chapter by one of our professors is responded to by a police chief with practical experience. So the academic conclusions and the research-based observations are put to the test by being subject to the scrutiny of an individual who has hands-on experience in the field. I think this is a terrific collection. I think it has the potential to influence police practice in a really positive way, and I'm very excited that you're choosing to listen to our faculty members and hopefully pick up the book and read it for yourself.